What do you know? We are back. So as many of you know, hopefully you all know, that last night we counted the third night of the Omer. So for yesterday's Omer, we did the third way of the 48 ways. Tonight, after counting, after the stars come out, we will be counting the next night of the Omer, the day after the third. So we're going to do the fourth way of the 48 ways. Just before we begin, a summary. We spoke about the first way, which was to learn. The second, listen. You see, learn, mind. Listen. Speak it out. What's the next level? Heart. Number 4. Exactly. Internalize. Bivinat halev. With the understanding of the heart. Putting it into action. It's not enough to just know a concept, wisdom. It's not enough to just hear your message. It's not enough to talk about it. Now, you have to put it into action. So, things that you want to acquire, wisdom, you learn it, right? You can listen, get the messages, learn. Get the ideas. Hear from other people, get other opinions. Then talk it out, get clarity. And now that you have clarity, you can put it into action. All right? So bivinat halev, which is discernment of the heart, internalize it into your heart, make it part of your life. Right? This is a trait really of breaking habits. Because if you think about it, we all get into certain habits. We're creatures of habit. But there are things, each one of you going home from the Torch Center, every single time, I guarantee you, unless there's major traffic, take the exact same route home. Right? Because we get into a habit. This is the way I go, this is the way, right? Why don't we perhaps try a different way? Well, we get comfortable with our habits. Right? We are creatures of habits. If you want to take a new idea, a new concept, and make it part of your life, you're going to have to break some habits. You're going to have to break some habits in how you spend your time. You're going to have to break your habits in how you think about things. You're going to have to break your habits about you observe certain things. Whatever it is that you want to internalize, you're going to have to break a different habit to get it in there. All right? So, not to do things out of habit or rote, but do it with intention. And that's really what we're talking about, bivinat halev, is do it with intention. Do it with a desire, with a focus to do that. Right? Be a real person. Right? Don't be a person of habit, of rote. Be a real person. Don't do things because you've always done it. Do it because you want to do it. Right? Don't just drive home or say certain things because, there are many people, we're all guilty of this, except for those who go to the Breakneck Through the Bible class on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock at the Torch Center, as part of Torch University. We're all living with the same understanding of the receiving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, exactly the way we saw it on the Ten Commandments movie, or the way we learned it when we were in grade school. Is that the way we want to live life, just with the same old ideas? Or do we want to learn more? Do we want to gain more wisdom? Do we want to, right? So it's looking deeper into things, not staying in a habit of just learning things, right? But learning it in a new way. Putting things into action. You want to get a deeper understanding into something? Try something new, right? And our sages talk about identifying problems is the beginning of solving them. And if you want to become a person of action, you have to identify what is the problem that's standing in your way. Maybe it's laziness. Maybe you got into certain habits that are not good. Right? What's going to give you the tools you need to make that change? And that's what a person has to be focused on. If you're angry or upset, track it down. What are you upset about? Why does that make you upset? Right? You should always ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Am I lazy? Am I disorganized? Am I angry? Why do I get defensive? What makes me jealous? What makes me arrogant? Etc., etc. And then ask those questions, why? And get down to the inner being of yourself. It means break away. Putting things into action means you have to take away some of the sur meira, take out the bad, v'aseh tov, put in good in its place. Right? And that's putting things into action. So, with understanding of the heart is the bedrock of our actions, and the key to sanity is letting truth into your body. Got to let truth in. Sometimes there's a lot of things blocking. We have things that keep us comfortable. We don't want to make certain changes to our lives. Right? This is the way my father did it, my grandfather. Why did they do it? Get down to the source. Investigate. Maybe I'm just doing it because it's comfortable, but not because it's right. Right? And it's most cases is because we just do it because that's the way we do it. That's the way I've always done it. Leave me alone. Right? But if I'm really seeking truth, I may want to take those 3 steps prior, right? Always be learning, right? Listen. Maybe there's more you can learn. Maybe there's more you can internalize. Reaffirm it to yourself and then put it into action. All right? The heart is the seat of emotions. When we communicate using the heart, we hear our true essence speaking. With that, my friends, thank you. True that recognizing problems can sometimes be the problem. Here's from Lawrence, but we have to identify the problems in order to fix them. No one wants to die the same old angry person. No one wants to die the same jealous person. We want to change it. So the purpose is not to knock ourselves down by recognizing those problems, but rather recognize them so that you can fix them. It's one of the fundamental lessons we learn in our Musar Monday classes at 7:30 at the Torch Center. Lawrence, you're welcome to join us. No pressure. It's that the traits that we have are embedded within us. Some of them are acquired after we were born, but most of them are embedded within us. And if we don't know that they're there, there's no way for us to fix them or perfect them. So we have good traits, we have bad traits, and what we want to do is remove our bad traits, maximize and perfect our good traits so that we can be a perfect person. Imagine if we didn't get angry when someone said something insulting, because we knew, internally I know I'm a bigger person than that. I know I'm a good person. So what? So someone said something, so they said it. Okay, but a person has to know that that's a challenge and that they need to overcome it. If they don't identify that it's there ever, they'll never be able to fix it. So step number 1 is knowing your qualities. Step number 2 is knowing your flaws. Right? If you don't know your qualities, you're done. Right? If you don't know your flaws, okay, it's bad, but it's not. You have to know your qualities, because your qualities are your greatest friends, they're your greatest assets, and the greatest tools you will ever be able to use to reach perfection in life. So that's the answer to your question, Lawrence. Thank you very, very much for joining us. That was way number 4. I look forward to continuing this journey with all y'all over the next 45 days, leading up to actually 44 ways, 48 ways, and we have 44 left, till we reach standing at Mount Sinai and being ready, preparing ourselves to receive the Torah. So thank you very, very much, and don't forget tonight. Tonight we will be counting. Last night again was the 3rd counting of the Omer, so tonight will be the one after the 3rd, and I look forward to sharing more of these ways in an abbreviated format. Thank you, my friends. Have a wonderful Pesach.